So the question is, who had to say yes in order for the Houston Negro Hospital to exist? And why was it so complicated? And there are many layers to this answer. You've got to go back to 1926, 100 years ago. Houston Negro Hospital, which eventually changed to Riverside General in the 1960s, has been around in some form or fashion for 100 years, and it's about to reopen as a health clinic in Third Ward. The hospital was paid for by a rich oil man. His name was Joseph Cullinan. He is a significant figure in Texas history. He founded a company called the Texas Oil Company, which later became Texaco. Cullinan was rich, he was influential, he was powerful, and he also was an ally to the Black community. So he said, I've got $80,000. Here you go. Build a hospital, 3 stories, 50 beds. You all will have a dignified place to serve Black people in this community. It was dedicated to, quote, the American Negro. Cullinan was also rich enough to buy the land where the hospital was, but he didn't buy the land. He turned to the city and he basically said, look, now you've got to put some skin in this game because we're all paying taxes. We're all paying taxes, right? Black folks are paying taxes. White folks are paying taxes. Jefferson Davis is the city county hospital, but Black people get substandard care there or they get turned away. This is Jim Crow South. This is 1926. So Cullinan knows he can't change Jim Crow overnight. So this is his motivation. I'll pay for a Black hospital to be run by Black people to serve Black people. But the city, you guys, will donate the land. I need a block. We're going to create a campus, a hospital, eventually a nursing school. We have plans to have other buildings on this block. You guys donate the block for free, and I'll build the hospital. And to understand how influential and wealthy Cullinan was, you only have to realize the city said, okay, we'll do it. But then comes the tricky part, because now the city's deciding, where do we want to put this Black hospital in Houston, Texas? And that was not an easy decision. For many city leaders, white city leaders, they were thinking, well, we don't want to put it somewhere where we think development may occur. White folks will want to build houses. Houston is a growing city, and we don't want to disrupt what we perceived as development in particular areas of the city. So eventually they settled on where it is today, and it's in Elgin, in Third Ward. There's another interesting layer. White doctors at Jefferson Davis Hospital were thinking, what? There's going to be another hospital in town where I can serve patients and make more money? Oh, well, let's build a hospital near Jefferson Davis so that it'll be convenient for us. And we can work at Jefferson Davis, and then we'll have a Black hospital across the street, and we can work there too. It's a win-win in their minds. Okay. The irony is this was segregation. The Black doctors could not jump back and forth from one hospital to the other, but the white doctors were assuming that they would be able to. So this is 1926. This is the world that we lived in. This is the history that we don't necessarily get in our classrooms. So Cullinan paid for the hospital. The city donated the land. Now it's incumbent on the Black doctors to funnel patients from their practices to the Black hospital in order for this to work. So Black doctors like my grandfather, they had offices. Many of them had them in the Oddfellows building downtown. And so as part of this plan, the idea is, okay, all of you Black doctors out there, we need you to start funneling patients to this hospital. It's a nonprofit hospital. We're not trying to make excess money here. We're trying to treat patients in the Black community in a dignified way and all the money that we get is going to go into the facility. So we're not trying to, jack up the prices for care and go home rich. So it's an experiment, as many refer to it. My grandfather called it this great hospital fight because, as I mentioned in the beginning, it was complicated. Once you get into the structure of the hospital, you had an all Black board of directors. Cullinan wanted this hospital to be run by Black people. Problem is that all Black board of directors had to report to an all white advisory committee. So you can see clearly from our perspective, looking back, how complicated this was going to be. On the one hand, you say, here's a facility for Black people to be run by Black people. On the other hand, you say, but there's going to be a layer of white leadership above the all Black board of directors. And as you can imagine, once the Black board of directors started calling shots and making decisions about the direction of the hospital in operations, in administration, in leadership, if there was conflict with the white advisory committee, they typically lose. So the question is, who had to say yes? That's a layered question, from Cullinan to the city to the Black doctors. And why was it so complicated? Because it was 1926, because it was Jim Crow, because there was segregation, because we all lived in a world 100 years ago in which, even under this, what looks like a great plan, we'll give you the hospital and we'll let you run it, but you won't have full control over how things are run. There'll still be a layer of white leadership there, which only plants seeds of mistrust. You have folks looking over their shoulder in a society that's segregated, and that leads to many complexities that play out over and over again throughout the early years of this hospital.